welcome. My name is Tiffany Hill Cook, and I run a spiritual practice called The Healing Hill. Welcome to my channel. Today, I've been thinking about this topic, idea, a piece of awareness for quite some time. And where I'm struggling to share this, and I guess we'll start where the apprehension for me sharing this is. There are times in my life, and there will be times in your life when you hear something and it doesn't resonate. The level of awareness just isn't quite there yet. And so, I mean, where that shows up for me in my life regularly is in the form of books. Books that people suggested to me, or that it was typically suggested years ago. But today that I come across, when they were suggested, wasn't ready for it. And then, 10 years later, I find myself being guided to it and really enjoying it. But I'm clearly not the same person that I was 10 years ago. And so what I want to share with you today, and I really hope that you hear this, is that you play the villain in someone's story. And why I think it is so important to know that is because I spent decades of my life people-pleasing, attempting to be something to someone or, many people that wasn't actually in alignment with who I was. It wasn't an action, an activity, a behavior that I wanted to do, but I believed that it was required in order for them to like me. And I can tell you this much, just like you're not going to like everybody, not everyone is going to like you. And so once you can accept the fact that no matter what you do to someone, you're going to be the villain, it allowed me to live more authentically. The other thing that I want to share about villains and our story is I can guarantee each and every one of you has a villain. That it may not be current. I don't currently have a villain in my life, but when I look back, I had a couple of bosses that were really, really, really terrible to me, treated me really, really poorly, and they were treated poorly. It was just like shit rolls downhill. But they didn't know how to transmute their energy. They didn't know how to take frustration and turn it into compassion. And so they were just really mean to me. And my mother was as well. And so in the state that I am today, when I think about who I have gratitude for most in my life, ironically enough, it's those three people. They incited the most change within myself out of anybody that I've ever met in my life. And I'm sure, well, I don't know if I'm sure, but it wouldn't be impossible to think that in the future there's going to be someone that plays that role again as a villain, but ultimately with healing, they're teachers. And so I think it's important to know that no matter who you try to be, you're going to be the villain in someone's story. So why not just be yourself? Why not honor who you are inside and what you need inside? Because flexing and bending to someone else's desires not only makes you miserable, but it's still not going to appease them. Nothing could. So just know that you play the villain in someone's story, and that my hope in sharing that is that with time, the people who are the villain in your story, the way that you identify with them can turn into gratitude in the form of teaching. They were your greatest teachers as well. And of course, that's going to take time. And, healing and grief, there's no, like, as you very well know, it's not like, oh, it's a 6-month process. Sometimes it takes years. So I implore you, encourage you, I call to action you to let your freak flag fly and allow yourself to be who it is that you want to be, because you're an unrepeatable miracle of the universe. There is only one of you alive, and there is only one of you that will ever live. And every time that you make yourself small, you're actually robbing the universe of the gift that is you. So it's a shorter video today. It's just something that I thought of recently. And, let's say someone in your life is triggering you as well. That's an opportunity for learning, because nothing that anybody says or does should ever trigger you. They're just words. They're just actions. You give the words and the actions meaning. Now, is sometimes someone's energy, whether it's maybe in the form of anger or frustration or, some sort of fear. Our actions come from two places: fear or love. That is it. And so if it's rooted in fear, that doesn't mean you necessarily need to be around it. You're not required to be around something that you don't desire to be or want to be. I will just encourage you, though, when something, we have coping mechanisms a lot of times that we are not even aware of. And so if you start to notice that you're altering your behavior around someone, know that you've already given them power. You've already given them your power, because you're altering yourself because of their presence. And so, one of my favorite quotes from a Taylor Swift song is, how does it go? Did you know that I could reclaim the land? You can call back that power. You can set new boundaries. You can, set new, lines in the sand, love yourself differently, accept certain behaviors or certain, feelings, and not accept others. So there's always opportunity for change, and all we have is this moment, the power of now. So I love you. Thanks for watching.